Hello, students. Can I get a confirmation from you all in the chat box if you are able to see the screen properly? Can I quickly get a confirmation from you all in the chat box if the screen is visible from your end? Yeah, thank you very much, students. Excellent. Now, students, as I told you, in the first class, we went through the internal analysis of the organization. And now, students, we are going to go for the industry analysis before we do the ratio analysis as well. So, students, today, the industry analysis, what I'm going to do, will make your life extremely easier to understand. So, the first thing I have to do a small decoding. What I have to do is a small decoding. So, I'm just going to write down in the same document itself so that it's going to be very, very easier for you all to understand. So, the first thing is industry analysis. Industry analysis. And students, what I'm going to effectively say is I'm going to underline it and I'm going to effectively say the content of this. One is types of services included in a package holiday. Types of services included in a package holiday. That is one part. Then students, if I am not mistaken, the other one that we are going to focus is the type of package holiday. The type of package holiday. The type of package holiday. And students, since you are already aware, we know the type of package holiday, what we have is 3S. What is 3S? C, and then students sand, and if I'm not mistaken, it is sun, I think. Okay, sea, sand, and sun, I think. And then students, if I'm not mistaken, the next thing that we have to be very much concise with is the industry in Westland. The industry in the Westland, and they have given the data of the competition. Data of what, students? Competition. Data of competition. Now, students, one of the biggest alignment mistake they have done is they have given these data first and they have given the company data last. So you have to be very, very careful with this. Now, students, if you see the analytics of this, the package holiday, now I'm not going to go for a detailed review because you have already known this more in detail. Now, one thing is flights and the other one is accommodation and the other one is transfer. Now, if you observe, we have our own flight. Now, this is the industry structure, but we have our own flight. We have our own accommodation, but this is only what, students? For our company, what is this? Third party. Correct, no, students? I believe that is clear. Customers choose the dates from their departure and the return. They can choose from a range of destinations served by local airport that have flights matching to those dates. Now, students, this is a general point of view that they have mentioned. So nothing to worry about that. Customers can choose a hotel on the accommodation such as a villa or their choice of destination. Arrival and departure dates match the dates of the chosen flights. And the transfer, students, is the internal locomotion, how you travel within the area where you went. Customers are met on arrival at their destination airport. A coach or a taxi takes them and their luggage to their hotel. They are collected and returned to the airport for their flight homes at the end of their holidays. So once again, understand it very well. This is a basic point of view, and we have already discussed this in our company point of view also. We are doing all the three at the following. Can I get a Y in the chat box, students, if you understand that? So these are known as critical success factors. What are these, students? Critical success factors. If you have a notebook, students, you can just write a point there. It's a theory revision, students. Now, if you want to be a successful person in this industry, so I'll write down here, critical success factors. Critical what, students? Success factors. A small note I will give you. These are the variables. These are the variables. These are the variables that are generally that are generally used, or that are generally required, for a company, to have a stable competence in the market. Students, does it make sense? Definitely makes sense. Can I get a double Y in the chat box if you understood that critical success factors point, students? Can I quickly get that point? Now, these are very, very important. Based on this only, students, differentiation takes place, value addition takes place. All these things takes place based on these three factors. So students, remember that you have to be making sure that you are aware about these three factors. So if you don't mind, I'll just write it down so that it will be very easy for you as well. One is the flights. The other one is the accommodation. And the last one is the transfers. If I'm not mistaken. Now, students, I'll just even make it more practical. Now, flights owned by Happywell. Owned by whom, students? Happywell. Happywell owned the flight. Accommodation. Accommodation is also what, students? Owned by what, students? Happywell. Owned by Happywell. And then transfers. If you observe, transfers also outsourced to third party. That is only we are doing, outsourced to third party at the moment, students. So there are opportunities. We can have our own transfers. So can I just write down one point of view, students? Opportunity. I'll write down here one opportunity: acquisition of a cab company. For transfer service. Students, that is a good point there. Can I quickly get a double Y in the chat box, students, if you get that opportunity point of view clear and concisely, students, because that's a good point of view at the moment. Thank you very much, students. Now, students, moving more into detail, I will be a little faster today. Package holidays can be booked online or by person by seeking advice from the staffs at the local travel agency. Now, if you see our organization, 65% is online and 35% is what, students? It is by in-person. Correct, no, students, if I'm not mistaken. So one good thing is, compared with the industry, we are doing very, very well. Again, I'm repeating, students, compared with the industry, we are doing really, really well. Now, it is possible to book a holiday by buying a separate element of travel and accommodation separately. Now, that also possibility is there. You can buy the travel and the accommodation separately, but the package holidays are usually more convenient. Students, can you remember? I told you from the day one, honeymoon, if I'm not mistaken. People who go on a honeymoon, why do they prefer package? Convenience only. Customers can choose from packages that suits their dates and preferred destination, knowing that accommodation is available to match the dates of their flights. Package holidays can be cheaper. Actually, yes, it can be cheaper than the total cost of making separate booking. The reason is, students, economies of scale, right? Because these people have something called the economies of scale. So they can best pass down the cost savings to the client also. Tour operators may own and operate their own aircraft and hotels, or they may make bookings on flights and hotel rooms from third-party airlines and hotel chains. The associated cost savings can be used to discount the selling price of their packages also. That's the success in that point of view. Now, package holiday tour operators offers advice and assistance that they may be available from the holidays that have been booked independently. They may not be available. Now, one thing, students, the advice and the assistance is given, if I'm not mistaken, the travel advisors we have. Most tour operators have representatives. Can you remember the reps? I told you first point impression, the first point of contact. All these people are very, very, very essential, and they contribute towards the revenue a lot. Based on the holiday resort that they serve, reps can provide customers with support and advice throughout their holidays. This can include dealing with any concerns or complaints that might otherwise spoil a holiday, recommending local attraction and assisting in the events of the problems such as illness or the lost passport. So the good thing is security is there mostly in this sector. Package holidays also offers financial safeguards that are not available in other types of bookings. Now, that's a good point of view. Westlandian law requires package holiday operators to be registered with. Now, this is a very, very important point. Don't forget it. Westlandian Travel Operators License Scheme. So, students, WTOL. So, WTOL, we can say Travel Operators License. Okay. The tour operators must make a payment in respect for each package holiday they sell into a fund that is administered by WTOL. The fund is used to refund the customers if their tour operators goes out of business because before they travel. The fund is also used by WTOL to organize flights and repatriate customers from stranded overseas tour operators and goes out during the business. So it's a security. So if I'm not mistaken, I'll write down here accreditation. So one of the good thing is accreditation, because when you have the WTOL accreditation, effectively the customers can be confident and they can pay you very much more also. Students, can I quickly get a double Y in the chat box if you understood that point of view, students? If you understood that point of view, they are a regulatory body and in the exam, you must use them. It's compulsory to use that. So I'll write down a short note here, exam focus, so that it will be very, very easy. WTOL, never forget to use their referral. Never forget to use their referral in what, students, in the exams. Students, can I quickly get a double Y in the chat box if you got that point of view of WTOL? Never ever forget to do that, students, because technically it is very, very important. They are our regulatory bodies, students, because without them, the customers will not be happy to work with you. Now that is done. Now this we have, if you observe the first page, our company, that is Happywell, is extremely good with these compliances. Nothing to worry about that. Tour operators versus travel agents. Once again, I'm repeating, students, tour operators versus the travel agents. Tour operators are entities that combines the separate elements of hotels into a package that can be sold directly to a customer or sold through a travel agent. Tour operators may provide elements directly through ownership or operations. For example, hotel or aircraft, they may purchase those elements from third parties. So if you see, Happywell is a tour operator. Why? Because we are effectively selling many parts together. Correct, no, students? We are a tour operator. Now, the other part is travel agent. Now, students, now travel agent is getting out day by day because of internet. Now, I think when you were around 15 years ago, you generally book the ticket using a travel agent, and you may be aware there is something called ticketing officers, they generally say. They book the tickets for you. You ask them, they book the ticket. But students, nowadays, do you need them? Actually, no need, because you can directly go and access it. So can I get a double Y in the chat box if you understood that explanation of travel agent, students? Travel agent is the person on behalf of you who will book the ticket. Their only function is that. But now internet is dominating their role. Travel agents are organizations that sell holidays and other travel products such as airline tickets, bookings to the customers. Traditionally, travel agencies were retail shops where customers could seek advice from the agency staff. Staff agencies still exist, but many travel agencies offer online services that enable customers to select and book holidays through travel agency website. So I believe that is also excellent and very clear. Some tour operators sells exclusively to customers, either online or through combination of online and physical stores. And other tour operators permit travel agents to sell their holiday packages in return for a commission. Now, students, if you look at Happy Place, for us, travel agent doesn't play a critical role. The reason is we have our own website. And the second thing is we are very popular in Westland also. Many tour operators and travel agencies prefer customers to book online because it's cheaper to process online booking than to operate the shop. That is the truth. Online sales are generally based on interactive websites that enables customers to input variables such as their preferred local airport for departure, the preferred type of resort, and their price range. Offline sales rely on interaction with trained travel advisors to guide the customer through the same issues, with the advisors offering recommendation based on customers' preferences. This requires provision of retail premises and the staff salaries. So students, once again, this is a good point of view, but effectively students, we have overcome this challenge. We have overcome this challenge. And I'll write down here, students, digitalization. What is that, students? Digitalization. So students, can I get a double Y in the chat box? Now you would have understood when we do the internal analysis first, and then when we come to the industry analysis, it is very much clear for you to understand where we are in the current situation. Can I quickly get a double Y in the chat box, students? If you are clear with that point of view, where we are in the current location. Thank you. Now, students, what is the application of travel agent? I'll just give you a short note. Why the examiner will not think to the range of we are thinking, but just to make sure something must be there, no, students, at the end of the day. So I'll just give you a small note so that it will be very easy. In case of an international expansion, we may need whom, students? We may need whom, students? Travel agents to support us. Travel agents to support us. Correct or not correct, students? Yes or no? Because students, at the moment, we are only serving to the people of our country, which is Westland. But there are situations that we can increase our visibility of operations. So can I quickly get a double Y in the chat box, students, if you are getting the clarity behind this, students? Can I quickly get a double Y in this, students? I believe it is excellent here because we can go for an outside, but in that time, we need these people to support us. Now, students, as usual, this explanation in graph is very simple for y'all because the online is dominating, students. Do you see online has come to the 65% range? And this is not for our company, this is the industry range. Students, do you see industry range? We are with the industry. Now, do you see here, students? Online is 65. In the industry, it is somewhere around 65. Correct, no, students? It's not hitting the 70 border. So can I write down one thing, students? Happy Place is with the industry. Happywell is with the industry. Is with the industry. Is with the industry. Students, can I quickly get a confirmation from y'all in the chat box if you are understanding this point of view? Happywell is with the industry. Happywell is with the industry. Competition wise, we are doing very, very well. That is the good point of view. The synthesis is becoming very clear for you all. Now, students, if you observe one more point of view as well. Now, 2022, one thing now, students, you see 2022 itself, if you see the industry is reaching 60, but we are in 65. Agree, no, students? In this range, we are above the industry also in this range. But the forecast only it is 65, but even before the forecast, we have come to that range. So that's a competitive advantage that we have inculcated within our organization. Now, students, can I get a double Y in the chat box if you are fine with the first segment? The types of elements that is there in our service. First segment is over. The first segment is over. And in the first segment, we are very strong. We are very, very strong. Nothing to worry about that. Extremely strong. Doing very, very well. Good application, good style we are having. I think everyone is very, very clear with that. Now, package holiday destination. Now, let's come to this more in detail. The most popular type of package holiday sold in Westland is so-called the sun, sea, and sand. Remember, students, a humble request. I want you to remember this term, sun, sea, and sand, or the 3S package. Now, Westland has a temperate climate that is cold for much of the year and has mild summers. Canada, I just write down here, it's like a country like a Canada, students. Very slight summer is only there. Many customers for package holidays wish to travel to destination that offer hot weathers and sunny skies. Most customers for 3 years holidays are looking for an opportunity to relax on the beach during the day and enjoy restaurants and other activities at their holidays and in their resorts in the evening. So students, once again, that is also very, very transparent, the need of the customers. The need of the customers is very, very, very practical and very clear also. Students, can I get a confirmation from you all in the chat box if you got that need part? Because that need part is very, very important. Now, students, 3 years holidays vary significantly depending on the destination and the choice of accommodation. For example, customer booking family holidays generally choose holiday resorts and accommodation that are child friendly. These places where children can swim safely and can offer activities, attraction to amuse them, proximity to theme park and consideration. Now that is a very important point. The reason is, can you all remember students, school leave, when there is a school leave in Westland, a holiday time, the children are having the leave, that is the peak season. Can I get a Y in the chat box, students, if you understood that? So in our case study, for our company, we are effectively catering with children friendly also. Can I get a double Y, students? Because it was clearly mentioned about the seasonal variation. So children friendly is very, very important. Students, if you do not mind, can I just write down a exam type of question, very, very potential question. Mistreatment of children. Mistreatment of children in hotels. Is that possible? Doctor, can there be a situation of mistreatment of children in hotels? Possible or not possible, doctor? Practical point of view. Anyone in the class?
Possible.
Possible, no, doctor. And doctor, if you generally see children, they don't behave properly because they are very young. Correct, no, doctor, if I'm not mistaken.
True.
Sometimes they may damage the properties also. So do we have that skill set in order to ensure that children are not mistreated? Now, students, this is a super question. I may develop a unseen for you all in this theme. Just remember mistreatment of children, students. You can also make yourself very much clear. This is the hardest job to do. Children management, very hard, not easy, students, and very, very hard, because since we are accommodations, we are in the academy, you may be knowing that it's not easy, right, doctor, if I'm not mistaken, especially in the Asian countries. Correct, no, doctor? Undergraduation, everything. True, right? Not like in their sense, because something wrong happens, the parents will come with a bigger complaint. So be very careful with that. Adults traveling without children often books child-free holidays in a quieter location where they can relax. Some hotels are set at minimum age, for example, 18 years for guests, so that they can guarantee an adults-only environment. Now, this is also a good segment, but as per our understanding, our major segment is the children also. Several other factors can affect the choices of 3 years holidays. First thing is prevailing weather. Customers have different preferences for heat and sunshine. Some customers prefer to avoid extreme heat. Others keen to enjoy sunshine during the Westland winter months. Now, always one thing is coming to my mind, students, natural disaster. Now, let's assume the insurance policy, does it cover natural disaster, doctor? Have you seen that in
Never,
right? Students,
nowhere.
right? Nowhere. Can you all please make a note about that, student? Students, you all need be very aware that these areas where you go for this tourism area, they are highly exposed to natural disaster. What if there is a natural disaster? What if there is a natural disaster and the tourist face fatality. Fatality means death. If they face fatality, can that be also a trigger, students? Now this is how a manager should think. We should think the negative outcome and think the solution for that negative outcome, not overthinking, thinking with rationality. So that is a good point. Now, the next one is cost. Now, if you see, the local economies can affect the cost of accommodation and the transfers. Some locations charge more for higher quality holiday experience, extreme high quality. Distance can affect the cost of flight. The distance is there, it can affect the cost of flight. Customers generally have budgets for the cost of their holidays. So once again, I have to be very transparent here. The quality of the holiday experience makes a lot of sense. The distance of the flight makes a lot of sense. And the budget also lots of sense. So students, can I write down here? Tailor packages. Students, now in our examination, there are chances of a development of a tailor package where we can go for a mobile application. And in that case, when it comes, always remember the three cost elements, the quality, the distance, and the budget they have. So because it's very, very, very essential also. Then the next one, students, attraction. Attraction, if you come to that point, students, let's finish that also. Attractions resort vary in terms of things available to do and see. Some customers may be keen to enjoy sports, adventure activities, and others may be keen to visit holiday sites as well. Travel time. Some customers dislike long flight, while others may be willing to travel further to reach a preferred destination. So attraction is one more thing, travel time is one more thing, culture. Some customers prefer resorts that offer food and entertainment that are similar to at home, while other prefers to experience the local tradition as well. So that is also one factor. Now, the 3 years holidays are often referred to as a mass market. Now, we are also providing that only, students, by tour operators and travel agents, because they are favored by the majority of the customers. Most large tour operators and travel agents offer wide range of 3S destinations in order to meet the needs of many customer needs as possible. Some holiday destinations are open for business throughout the year, so they have that package also. Others have designated holiday seasons also. They coincide with periods where there is sufficient demand for hotels, restaurants, and other attractions to operate. It's generally possible to take a package holiday at any time of the year, although it may be necessary to travel further for sunny weather during the Westlands winter than during the summer months. So students, effectively, they are clearly stating is this is what the domination in the market, the 3 years holidays. Now, students, this is very, very important. Some tour companies and travel agents offers alternative to 3 years. Now, these are very, very important thing that we can also match it up in our examination. So here, specialist or niche holidays. Niche holidays offers alternative to 3S model. They consist of packages that are usually aimed at niche market that may be smaller than those of 3S holidays, but still large enough and profitable. Customers might, example, wish for a sky vacation. That means you go for a mountain for skiing, okay, a hilltop, everything in a sky resort, and could manage transportation of skies and other equipments. Some tour operators specialize in specific niches, offer flights and accommodation, along with arranging activities themselves. For example, golfing holidays. So I'll write that also, students. Golfing holidays. Golfing what, students? Holidays. Golfing holidays. Golfing holidays. That could include arrangement to transport customer. Golf clubs also to make reservation for them to play at local golf courses near their hostels. Hotels, sorry. Niche holidays are often offered by small and specialist tour operators. Now they are offered by small and specialist tourist operator, but we also have time. And students, remember one thing, in examination, they can give you some other point of view also, just keep in mind. tailored holidays. Now, some tour operators provide tailored holidays that allow customers to specify exactly what they wish in terms of destination and activities. For example, a customer might wish to travel to a remote luxury location, and tailor holidays are generally much more expensive than the mass market holidays. These holidays are usually offered by smaller tour operators who specializes in the market. Customers for tailor package holidays are not generally trying to save money. They are more likely to paying convenience of having holiday packages designed to suit their specific need. Now, in this case, students, if you do not mind, shall we start doing the analysis? Of course, we can start doing the analysis. It's not so complicated. Now, students, tailored package is a luxury, if I'm not mistaken. At the moment, we can't, but in the future, we can. Now, students, can you all remember, I told you there is something called change management. Now, if we want to give this, there is a change management issue. What is the change management issue? I'm repeating once again so that you all can recall it. Can you remember our flights can only travel for how many hours, students? 5 hours journey only. And our flights has a capacity of 211 seats, if I'm not mistaken. So if we are going for these two, we need to make sure we have a different category of flights. Can I quickly get a double Y in the chat box, students? If you are clear with this point of view, can I quickly get that point of view? Because this is the practical change management issues that we will effectively face. Now, the next one also, if I'm not mistaken, the transportation. Most of the tour operators use charter airlines. Now, before I move on to transportation, can I get a confirmation from you all if you're fine with this package holiday destination, students? Can I quickly get a confirmation from you all if you're fine with that package holiday destination, students? I believe it is very, very, very clear and very, very, very easier also. Now, coming to the transportation, coming to what, students? Transportation. Now, this is the biggest trigger. This is the biggest trigger. I am putting 3 stars for this because we can get a possible question from transportation in our case study. And I will analyze this and show it to you all more in detail so that you will be able to understand the application of transportation more in detail. Once again, I am repeating, students, you will get the understanding of application of transportation more in detail. Once again, I am repeating, you will get this more in detail. Most tour operators use charter airlines to provide flights that we are aware of. Charter airlines essentially charters or leases a flight to another entity. Now, charters means they give it, or leases means they give it on a particular time period. Now, lease, they have mentioned, students. If I don't mind, I just write down here IFRS 16. What is that, students? IFRS what, students? 16, which is known as what, students? A lease. Can I quickly get a double Y in the chat box, students? If you are able to get this point of view, IFRS 16 lease. Now, we do not have to consider that till date because just get the knowledge area first. Most charter airlines specialize in providing flights for tour operators. Charter airlines would sell the entire flight to the tour operators, leaving the tour operators to sell the seat. It's a win-win situation, occupancy. They want the seats to be sold. Charter airlines differ from scheduled airlines who operate their own flights according to a timetable and sell the seats to the passengers. In addition to the aircraft itself, a charter airline will provide a tour operator with crew and all administration and other support needed to complete the flight. Now, this is a little thing in case if a charter airlines is under a charter agreement or a lease agreement, you will get it, such as filing flight plans and making necessary arrangements with the airport. So that is also very clear. The tour operator's only responsibility is to sell the seats to the customer. Now that is also very, very practical also. Very practical, very clear as well. Charter airlines can operate as an independent business that do nothing but provide flights. And some tour operators have their own charter airlines that provide in-house airline service. Now, our company is this. Correct, no, students? If I'm not mistaken, can I get a confirmation from, this is our company. Agree, no students? Can I? Yes, Jose.
These charter airlines provide administrative support to complete the flight, such as flight play plans and making necessary arrangements. In lease condition, how we will treat this?
In lease condition, we will treat this as a operational expenses.
So it will come from lessee or lessor?
It will be coming in the point of view of a lessor's obligation in that point of view. Because in that, this is administration's charge. Example I will give you. Now, if you have lived in an apartment, Mr. Jose, have you observed in the apartment, they will have a separate cost called maintenance cost. Have you observed that, Mr. Jose? That means you have to pay rent and then maintenance also there. Correct, no, Mr. Jose, for the security, all those things. So in that case, what happens is they will add to your cost and give, but it is not a cost that belongs to right to use. It's a cost on operation. Is that fine, Mr. Jose?
Thank you, sir.
No problem. Students, now the question comes here. I will quickly have a chat with Dr. Sharmin. Can we have a quick chat, Doctor, if you don't mind?
Yes, sir.
In this case, Doctor, you see, Happywell has this, correct, no, Doctor, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes,
they have their
own.
Can there be a proposal where we can go back to this cost-benefit analysis, recession coming, cost transformation? Can that happen, Doctor? CGMA cost transformation. Can that happen? Because
yes, it can.
It can happen. Students, just if you don't mind, can you all just make a note about this, students? We can have a cost transformation in the examination. So I'll write down here, CGMA cost transformation. CGMA cost transformation model can be used for the aircraft business model. I feel, students, going for a lease is far convenient for the airline industry because, Doctor, compliances are very high for the aeroplanes. What do you think, Doctor, if I'm not mistaken? Very high, if I'm not mistaken.
Very high, yeah. The safety issues are very high.
Safety issues are very high, compliances are very high. So students, currently we are at this, but there are proposal chances that we can go back to this because this is a good option, I can feel it. So now coming back here, students, the charter airlines are cheaper than the scheduled airlines, partly because they do not offer many services. Now, charter airlines do not usually include meals and drink in the cost of their flight passengers. If they wish, either prepay for in-flight meals. When booking holidays, they can buy drinks or snacks. Now, charter airlines do not usually offer different classes of service. Like scheduled airlines have the ability to book business class, first class, like that, but you don't have that. Most charter airlines offer a single class of service, although they may have limited number of seats that have additional leg room and be booked. Charter airlines typically grant passengers smaller baggage allowances that the scheduled airlines charge extra for the limit. Charter airlines often operate from small airports that may be less convenient than the airports used by the scheduled airlines. Charter airlines usually offer direct flight between the departure airport and the holiday destination, direct flights. Scheduled often require the passenger to make a stop change aircraft when traveling to a less popular destination, transit. In principle, the charter airline can arrange a direct flight between any two airports within the range of its aircraft. Now, one problem here is if you observe, these characteristics are followed by our company. Correct, no, Doctor? Yes or no? Did you see the same policies are followed by our company? Correct, no, Doctor?
Yeah.
Although we have our own charter flights, the point is even our competitors are going for a lease. They are also giving the same thing. So one of the change or the game change, what you can do is you can increase the values. The value analysis can be done. Example, students, now instead of charging money for the leg space, you can give that as a compliment. Correct, no, students? Yes or no? Instead of charging money for the food, you can give them as a compliment. The reason is this is your own aeroplane. Relevant costing. Anyway, you have to incur money. Correct, no, students? Yes or no? So anyway, you are incurring money. So still, why are you being very much, I can say, conservative in this? Why don't you easily give it more to them? So here, if I'm not mistaken, can I just write down here, students? Value analysis. What is that, students? Value analysis. Can I quickly get a confirmation from you all in the chat box if you are fine with that, students? Can I quickly get a confirmation from you all in the chat box if you are fine with that, students? Thank you. Thank you very much, students. Now, students, I'm going to move forward more in detail and clearer as well. Package holidays, customers will be informed about their flights when they are make booking. They can also offer with extras such as extra legroom, in-flight meals, extra luggages, pre-selected seats, all those things they can book. But actually we have our own airplane. So why don't we go it in better? That is my question to the classroom. Most package holidays rely on charter airlines flight, except for tailored holiday providers who are normally using scheduled airlines because their customers keep on visiting to exclusive location. Now, scheduled airlines is one indirect thing they are saying that we have to tie up partnership is important because in case if we are going for some new locations, scheduled airlines is the best. Scheduled airlines also offer business class, first class, and many, which are generally not available for the charter flights. Customers for tailored holidays are usually willing to pay extra for greater comfort. So indirectly, they are saying in case of a Taylor holiday or package, Taylor holiday package, we have to increase our business network. That is the very, very important point of view. To get that clearly. Okay, now coming to the transportation, students. Now, transportation also includes transfer from destination to the airport hotel. Most tourist hotel operators are 40-seat coaches. So they have effectively 40-seat coaches. So get that point of view very, very well, students. That is important. And they are telling coaches collect business loads of passengers, and coach drivers are given list of hotels to which they must be taken. Passengers are then dropped at their hotel. Their luggage is retrieved from the coach hold. Two operators may have several flights per day arriving at popular resorts, so may require several coaches. Each of them makes number of journey each day. Coach transfers can require customers to endure long journey if they are unlucky enough to be staying in one of the last hotel on the driver's list. Tour operators often offer customers the opportunity to upgrade for extra charge, that is private transfers, where they are met with the airport taxi or a minibus. So that is also one value addition. If you want, you can go for a taxi or a minibus if required. That option is also there. So these are all standardized point of view only they are giving at the moment. Now, coming to the accommodation. Now, if you see in this case, this is the transportation part. Now, coming to the accommodation part, most tour operators develop long-term relationship with hotels in various destinations, and they save. Typically, they will rent most, if not all, of the hotel rooms for the whole of the holiday season. In return, the hotel will permit tour operators to incorporate the name, logo, exterior signage, provide space of the tour operators, reps can interact. Now, in this case, this is not for our company. This is like Mango's Air. Now, if you see Mango's Air does this, correct no students, if I'm not mistaken. They have a very strong relationship with these tour operators. Some tour operators own hotel, that is our company. If I'm not mistaken, Happywell, this is our company. We generally own hotels. This clearly gives the greater control over the quality. We have greater control over the quality also. The cost of the hotel accommodation varies in line with local economic factors, such as a higher labor cost in expensive destination than alternatives with lower cost. Supply and demand can also affect pricing. If a particular resort is very popular, then its hotels will be able to charge more. Again, understand it very, very, very well. So that is the practical point of view in that, student. So can I quickly get a confirmation? These are the factors that is affecting the price, the local labor, all those things. So students, Another problem, another threat is students. Now, if you see, doctor, we were talking about economic recession, correct? No, doctor, if I'm not mistaken. Now,
Yes, sir.
in Westland, economic recession, fine. If there's an economic recession or a shortage in the tourist destination, still will that affect our organization? Definitely, right, doctor? Yes
Yeah.
or no? Yeah. So students, I'll just write down here. Economic crisis. That is one threat. Economic crisis in the destinations we are operating. In the destinations we are operating. That is, we have around 28 countries. So any of that destination get affected also will be a bigger issue for us. Keep that in mind, students. Individual hotels varies in terms of level of comfort. They offer more luxurious hotel, larger room, nicer public space. Basic hotels prices can be affected by the location. Customers will pay more to be located close to sea, to the shop and the restaurant. These all are value additions. When customers are booking, they have the choice of the room in any given hotel. It will cost more to book a room that features a balcony and a sea view. Customers must also choose meals they wish to be included in their booking. There is breakfast only, half board, full board, fully inclusive also. Some hotels offer additional features such as swimming pool, beauty spas, organized children activities, entertainment, all those things. Now, students, hotel part is also done without any issues. I want to come to the, if I'm not mistaken, the travel insurance. Now, one thing I told you, one of the biggest problem is natural disaster is not there. Now that you have to keep in mind, students, natural disaster, it is not there. And students, I'll just write down here, terrorist attack. Students, now in Sri Lanka, when the Easter bombing happened, students, what happened was many of the tourists died. And frankly, no one was able to get any reclaim at all. Because students, these are very much unpredictable events that will take place. It is advisable to buy travel insurance before traveling abroad. Travel insurance providers cover against unexpected costs incurred while on holiday. For example, the policyholder is injured or becomes unwell, then the insurers will offer advice and will pay for any medical care that is required. The travel insurance can also refund the cost of holidays. So that I'm going to circle it. Cost of holidays, if a policy holder is prevented from traveling because of illness, that's a good point. Uninsured consumers or customers forfeit the cost of the holiday if they are forced to cancel. Travel insurance can provide limited cover in an event of failure by the tour operator, which complements the safeguard provided by WTOL. For example, a customer who's stranded overseas by failure of their tour operators can reclaim any cost for food and accommodation incurred while waiting for repatriation of flight from travel insurance company. The cost of travel insurance is affected by the risk that are insured. A customer who is more likely to claim because of the age of the previous health issues will pay more than a younger and healthier customer as well. So students understand it very well. This is an important point of view. Travel insurance can often be purchased from a travel agent or a tour operator. Students, can you remember our insurance company? If I'm not mistaken, we had an insurance company, travel insurance company. What is the name of that? Only one we had. We were over dependent on that organization. I'll just
Tour cover.
Tour cover, right? If I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken, tour cover here. So I'll just highlight that once again in the pre-seen material. Students, we are over dependent on them. Something wrong happens, students, we will be accountable for that also. Tour cover is the organization. So I'll write down here, tour cover. For our company, it's tour cover. So get that point of view. Customers can buy insurance directly from insurance company. Some customers buy annual travel insurance policies that cover all the trips taken during the year. Some banks provide customers travel insurance as a part of their feeling to their bank account. Credit card, all you will get travel insurance, students. Now coming to the booking part. Duration of most package holidays is set as a multiple 7 nights. with most customer booking 14 nights, that is 2 weeks also. So 7 to 14 days is the travel period. This makes it easier for tour operators to fill every flight that it charters by having each plane operates a weekly schedule. For example, Happywell has an aircraft based in the Westland Newtown Airport. Every Monday morning, the aircraft flies a load of passengers from Newtown to Suntown Airport in the Sunland. So standardization, predictability is very, very high. And then they are saying it offloads those passengers and their luggage and returns with the passengers who have just spent either 1 or 2 weeks holidaying in Suntown. The same aircraft makes a similar return journey to a different resort every Monday afternoon and operates 2 return flights each day to different locations for the rest of the week. Customers usually have to pay a deposit at the time of booking their holidays to secure those bookings. The tour operators might cancel the booking and sell the holidays to another customer if deposit is not paid. So there is a deposit to be kept, students. Can I write down here IFRS 15? This is known as deferred income, liability for us. What is that, students? It's a liability for us. Ratio analysis class, I will be doing that. This is a liability. Students, just go through your ratios once again. A little think about that deposit factor. Correct? Correct, no, doctor? Yes or no? Because deposit is a liability. Correct, no, doctor? If I'm not mistaken,
Yes.
keep that in
yes.
mind.
Yeah.
The tour operators might cancel the booking and sell holidays to another customer if the deposit not paid. The balance of the cost of the holidays must be paid several weeks before the date of travel. The tour operators do not permit customer to travel unless their holiday has been paid in full. Full must be paid, no compensation on that. Now, students, coming to the dynamic package. Now, I'm going to put a star for this. Now, dynamic package is an opportunity for us. So I'll write down here opportunity, students, and I'll just guide you how we can transform this into an opportunity so that it will be very, very easier for you all. Dynamic packages are created when customers buy their holiday flights and accommodation as a separate element from a single supplier. That means not as a package, they buy based on convenience and the budget. Example, a package is saying charter flight. What these guys will say, no, I don't want a charter flight, I want a scheduled flight. Package is saying 5-star hotel. This guy will say, no, I want a 2-star hotel. You understand what I'm saying, students? Can I get a confirmation from you all if you get that point of view very, very clearly, students? That is practically important. And the other one is the fact that they are not sold as a single package mean that they are not a package holiday. For example, the website of many scheduled airline offer the ability to book hotels and other services such as car hire when they are purchasing the flight. Now, coming here, this is the biggest thing. Dynamic packages offer greater flexibility. That's a good point than package holidays because they may offer greater choice for destination of the flight times. A customer could wish to spend, for example, 3 days in a foreign city, 3 days in what, students? Foreign city to sightsee, participate in cultural event. Dynamic packages are popular, but the risk, here comes the biggest thing, may believe that they have purchased a package holiday, even though they have not done so. That this is not considered as a package holiday, okay? If purchase does not fall within the legal definition of package holiday, then customer will not be protected by what, students? W-toll. And so their payment could be at the risk if the airline and the hotel goes out of business. Now, the biggest challenge for the people is they are taking a risk. Can I ask a question? Can Happywell slowly come to this? Possible or not possible, doctor? Yes or no? Giving the assurance that we will not close down the business. Possibility there or not there, doctor? Considering possibilities there. So students, dynamic is another good point of view. But the thing is, it's not covered by the W-toll. So one thing we can get the advantage by ensuring that we are doing very well. Major Westlandian tour operators. Westland package holiday industry is dominated by 2 major tour operators, Happywell and MCS. Now, if you observe in this case, you can see equal, right? It's Happywell and MCS. Just from my quantification, I'll put 25% and 25%. Correct, no, students? And these are the other three players also. Now, if you observe here, Happywell and Mango shares are the largest company in terms of revenue share. In terms of revenue share, they are the largest company in the market. Both companies own and operate large fleet of what, students? Aircraft, large fleet of aircraft. 97, I think we have. Happywell also owns large number of hotels in variety of destinations, while Mongoose rents accommodation from the hotels. Season hotels, online hotels, drone travels use charter flight, that lease model. Can you remember, students, that lease model? And rented out accommodation to create package holiday. All five of the above companies concentrate on 3S mass market holiday. All are going to that. It's a red ocean. In simple lines, a competitive industry now. So the good time is to shift it from one to other. Independent tour operators tend to specialize local departures. For example, niche travel is relatively small tour operators that sell 3S package holidays to customer based in northeast of Westland. Its charter flight departs from 3 airports located in that part of the country. So that is also one practical point of view to keep that in mind. Some independent tour operators provide specialized packages, while others focus on tailored holidays. Demand for package holiday is very strong, very strong. That's what I'm telling. We can go for dynamic packages, maybe niche packages, maybe. Most adults between the 16 to 35 took a package holiday in 2022, one. And significant minority holders took a package holiday, okay? Many took 2 or more holidays as well. 60% of the children traveled on package holiday. So students observe it very clearly. Children is here. These two are like, I can say, complementary, because parents, children. Can I get a double Y in the chat box, students, if you understand this? Because I feel this is a very, very important segment. Very, very important segment. Pensioners are there. Pensioners, you have to be very careful. And you see students, these guys, 25 to 34, they are the people who would go for 2 highest tier. The reason is young no students like honeymoon, like that they may go. So students' point of view is children is very, very, very important. Can I get a double Y in the chat box? Holiday season, very, very important. You get these people on board.
Sir?
Yeah.
The age range of 25 to 34, they can also have children.
Definitely, yes. They can also have children going to school or not going to school.
Both. It depends on whether the female is the 34 or the male is the 34.
So I will just put a dotted line here. Correct? You're correct. I'll put a dotted line. You're correct. But
if the mother is 34,
no, you're correct.
They might have school-going children.
Definitely, definitely. I understand. But doctor, if you see, this correlation is like solid. Correct, no, doctor?
Yeah, for sure.
Solid.
For sure,
this is correct. This is correct. You're correct. Correct. But considering the developed country, doctor, children, they will have after 30s, right? If I'm not mistaken, doctor. Sorry if my understanding is wrong. In the developing countries,
they also have there are like single mothers and young parents. There are like those. So yeah, I'll consider this 25 being part of parents.
Correct. So that is a good point. That is a good point at the moment. But I don't say 45, 54, they may have children. Correct, no, doctor, if I'm not mistaken. They're out there. They're out means not dependent children. Correct, no, doctor.
Yeah, they leave their parents at 18.
18, that time. So students get this point clearly, very clearly. And 16 to 24, maybe these people's children are here. Correct, no, doctor? The 55, they get what I'm saying, doctor. These people, children, when they're independent, they fall into that. Yeah. So the rationale behind this discussion is we can have customer relationship marketing. What do you think, doctor? Yes or no? All are interconnected. Yes or no, doctor? Like when you can use the parents, you can use the children's data to push the parents. Disneyland. That's how no, they promote. They make the parents take them to Disneyland. Correct, no, doctor? But they don't
Yeah.
have Disneyland at the moment. But in the future, can there be a Disneyland tour also? Possible or not possible, students? Can I write it
Yeah.
down here, students? Disneyland tour. Now, students, now I think they will always put no students. I don't know. Certain place they put entrance free for children, but parents should be accommodated to them. So they charge the money from the parents also.
Sometimes
is-
based on height also.
Based on height also. So students, it's a great data here. So I believe everyone is clear. Now, demand for the package holidays season. Now, see Q3, now July to September, I think holidays are there. I think school holidays are there, my judgment wise. And here also it is little high. But if you see in this too, if you observe, it is very much what students? Low, right? If I'm not mistaken. So Q3 and Q2 is the area that we have to target in order to do very, very well. Students, can I quickly get a confirmation from you all in the chat box if you are clear with this point of view, students, because that is very, 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 very important. Very, very, very important. And now
So
I
quarter
think
3 could be the holiday, but what about the quarter 2? What could be the reason that the holiday is arises?
yeah, Q2,
Easter break.
Easter
Okay,
holidays,
okay.
Easter Sunday,
Something
those
that we are
things.
having right now.
Right
We have
now,
a
the
three-week Easter holiday going on in UK.
correct.
Okay.
So I'll write that also. Thanks, doctor. So I'll just mention Easter holidays will come here. Semester break is somewhere here, no, doctor, in university. July, September, no, doctor, you all have the semester break.
It's for the students only though.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah.
Students are having this time, no, semester break,
Yes.
can I say?
Yeah.
Semester break.
Mostly the undergrads, the master students do have to go for the dissertation.
Correct. But this is the break time, no, doctor, in
Yeah.
simple language.
Yeah.
So students, that is that point of view at the moment. So just a summary. Can we do a small summary now? The analysis is rock solid, I believe. Correct, no, doctor? Analysis is rock solid, no, doctor, if I'm not mistaken. You are clear with what can we do in the future. Agree, no, doctor? The biggest problem we are facing is too much of assets. Agree or not agree, doctor? Yes or no?
Yeah.
We call it
Flights,
as
planes,
operational
hotels.
gearing, hotels, everything. Lack of flexibility. Now, in these sectors, it's always better to have a flexibility, like our competitors are having. Agree, no, doctor, if I'm not mistaken. Now, our competitors are having more flexibility. Flexibility has a risk, but still, flexibility can ensure that you run properly. That is one challenge. And other than that, if you observe, we are stuck with the 3S model. That is the sun, sea, and the sand model. That is something that we can differentiate in order to go forward. Agree, no, doctor, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And the biggest challenge that now I think it will be even very, very easier for you all to understand. The biggest challenge that we are facing is our organizational structure. Correct, no, doctor? Now, Elham, if you see aviation, hotel, local experience, information technology, can one person do all those things, doctor? Practically, I'm asking you. Very hard, right, doctor, if I'm not mistaken. So many things. Impossible, students, impossible. And I'm really confused. This will be having a problem in your exam. And this person, Hamza, if you see another problem with Hamza is also very sensitive here. Correct, no, doctor, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Because we have a
technical...
diversity of staff talents. Correct, no, doctor? The flight attendees cannot be compared with the hotel. Very technical knowledge also there. Marketing is fine. Correct, no, doctor, if I'm not mistaken. Digital marketing, no, doctor. Advertising, booking, that is no issue. You can handle it. Agree, no, doctor. But coming to these two students, I'll be very, very transparent. These two are very much complicated for us. And if you see, Thomas has given management, that's fine. And Lotto Sailings, if you see non-executive chairman, and we are a listed company, can you all remember, students, there needs to be committees. One is known as a risk committee. Do we have that explicitly given? They are not testing these topics in the exam, but better to note it down. Risk committee. Then we have something called what students? Nomination committee. Correct, no students. Then we have what students? Audit committee. Yes or no? And then we have something called, if I'm not mistaken, remuneration committee. Agree, no students. Now these are highly tested in the strategic level, but a student can reflect this also, so that it will be very, very easier for the other people as well. So can I get a double Y in the chat box, students, if you are comfortable with these explanations, what have been mentioned at the moment? Can I get a confirmation from you all? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Now, students, now you have holiday. Tomorrow is a holiday. Monday is a holiday. My humble request is you must not stop where I stop. You have to continue. Whatever you think can happen for sure. Increase your confidence. That is very, very important. Believe in yourself. You will definitely pass this examination. Don't allow unnecessary thought come to your mind. It will also affect a lot. Now, doctor, I want to give you a golden, I can say, it's not an advice, it's a proven research in our university. We did it, doctor, the medical faculties. So can I just share the research if you don't mind, doctor, so that
Sure.
it will. Now, doctor, have you seen certain people drink alcohol, smoke, but they live for 70 years, 8 years. Have you observed that, doctor? Some don't die also.
Sometimes more.
More. Certain people are very good. They don't consume anything, but they die. Heart attack, something will come. Have you observed that, doctor?
Heart attacks, cancers, and like
diabetes,
diseases.
all will come. So we did that research. Why these people who does all the, I can say, unorthodox things are surviving, and the people who are very much disciplined are dying very soon? The reason is very simple. The more awareness you have, the more fear it develops.
More
Correct
stress.
or not? More fear and the stress. Now, example, students, if the person who is smoking, he doesn't even know it will cause cancer, he can smoke, nothing will happen to him. But the person who thinks passive smoking also causes cancer, that means when someone is smoking, you are getting that breath of that person, you can get cancer, they say, passive smoking. So in that also, that awareness. Now COVID, now during the COVID time, many people who got scared only got COVID. Correct me if I'm wrong, students. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I'm telling you the truth, students. I'm not coming from a very developed area in Sri Lanka. People are not having mask also, the place where I'm staying.
Yeah.
But I never got COVID, students. I go out every day. I don't wash my hands properly because the facilities are not there, students. I have to tell you the truth openly. But the only thing I had was I never watched the news. I switched off the news. I didn't even see anything, students. For me, it was nothing. So my humble request to the students at the moment is, the only awareness you have to have with you is, I just need to pass this exam with a very good marks. More than enough, you will pass. Correct me if I'm wrong, doctor. Yes or no?
Yeah, you need to like manage your stress. Yeah.
Manage your stress. I'm telling you, in the first day itself, students, just have one objective. I want to pass this examination. You will pass. Don't compare yourself.
Keep on working.
Keep on working. Don't work hard. Don't work smart. Just work. That's enough. That's enough. Just work. And I'm just very transparently saying, students, don't do too much of research. Don't compress your mind. Don't compare too many things around. Don't look at the pass rate. Some students go to SIMA Global and think, oh, this much of pass rate for MCS. And they have the potential to get a good result. That pass rate factor is effectively making them fail. In chartered accountancy, I never failed the chartered paper. I have to tell you the truth. The reason is I didn't have awareness, students. I didn't have awareness of the pass rate. That is the only reason I passed, students. If I got to know the awareness, I would have failed. And I didn't have much friends when I went to college because I was very poor in English. I couldn't speak English properly. So I did not have friends because I can't talk to them in English. So anyway, whatever they are telling in English, I can't understand. If they're saying chartered is hard, I'll shake my head. Yeah, it is hard, but I did not know the meaning of that. So students, so I'm telling you very openly, be unaware, and only objective is to pass the exam. So can I get a double Y in the chat box, students, if you are fine with that? Don't think too much.
For you, ignorance is bliss worked.
That is the thing. Ignorance is always a blessing, and I am always happy that I didn't understand English. That is the main success, I can honestly say. So whenever people say anything in English, I said, yes, you're correct. That's the only word I can remember. So remember that, students. You can go forward with the very good results, and don't worry, we will cover up everything, whatever you need to pass. So keep in touch. If you need anything, just send me a message also. And there is a system update in SEMA Hub. Correct, no, doctor, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, I received an
will,
email.
that will only affect your personal notes. There is an option called notes, doctor. Have you observed that in the SEMA website? You can
Yes.
store notes in that. Like example, when going through the blogs, you can write the notes. And I think only that will get deleted, I think, as for that. Because they are saying non-logging data will be there. Now, the past papers, no need to log in. Directly, you can get it. I'll just do a small demonstration of that website. So students will be able to understand. Majority are not aware. Although I have uploaded, if I'm not mistaken. Can I get a Y in the chat box, students, if you can see this website, if I'm not mistaken? Just type Hub SEMA Global, you will get this. Now, students, I have not logged into my account. I'll just show it to you. Now, if you observe, you see examination resources. Now, I'll just click on this one. Now, if you observe past exams, now, if you see these upcoming exams, and these are the case study support, everything they generally have. They have the post-examination materials, all these data is visible. It is visible. So you can directly download all these things. There won't be any issues with that. Example, students, February 2020. February 2020, again, they have part 1, full post-examination. And then it is going like that. So nothing to worry about this. Now here they are saying system upgrade will affect exam availability. That's fine. So now just for login, I'll just log in to my account. Now, if I log in, students, the only thing I have is, if I am not mistaken, my dashboard. This is my dashboard. Now, in my dashboard, now 0%, 0%, 0%, like that it is there. So this will only get affected. Is that fine, doctor?
Right. I don't have anything like this, so it's fine then.
It's fine. It's fine now, students. Only this will get affected.
And
Other
also
than
we
that,
cannot schedule our exams between 17th till 26th.
correct. 17 till 26, you can't schedule your exam. Unable for exam scheduling. So thank you for that. So I'll just take the screenshot of this. So that is also impossible. There is a website maintenance taking place on 17 to 26. Thanks, doctor, for that. So other students, can I get a double Y in the confirmation in the chat box if you are fine with all those things, students? If I'm not mistaken, can I get a
Can I have a
confirmation?
question?
Yes, Mr. Jose.
The exam dates are same, no? Not any
No changes. No changes.
Thank
The
you.
only thing is we cannot schedule our exams during that time. That's the only point.
17 to 26, you can pay for the exam fees because
Yeah.
the website will be down.
Yeah, and the last day for booking an exam is most probably 2nd of
Correct.
May,
May,
if I'm
2nd
not
of May.
wrong.
Correct.
Exam dates are 17, 18, 19.
Correct.
Thank you.
So students, thank you very much. I will meet you up in the next class, which will be on Tuesday, ratio analysis. Take care, students. Good night, everyone.
Good night, sir.
Thank
night.
you.
Thank you.
Sir.